Good morning, Vande Matram. Welcome all of you. Here, the topic for discussion we have chosen on allow the Lord to do everything. Very difficult one. Looks very simple, but practically very difficult. Allow the Lord to do everything. Then the question arises inside us. Then what we are here for? Not only your question, it is everybody's question. So what we are here for? And sometimes Allah was only in the condition that He has failed in all the aspects. There is no other go. There is no other go but to surrender. That is a different issue. That is not also you can say surrender, but reluctantly that big potential is that I am surrendering because there is no other go, no other way, no other option left out for me. The thing is that very clearly and very prominently Mother has said, allow everything, allow the Lord to do everything. Most of the time we think we feel, but we don't allow. Thing is that there is an ego. I have done everything. So if the Lord has done everything, so what I will do? Even that Mahabharata case you can remember, very interesting thing. After the war is over, all the great heroes like Bhima and Arjuna, they claim that this war is only finished, only for us. But thing is that finally Sri Krishna had to unveil the reality. So Belal Sena, he just tried his cut off head. Actually announced that nothing, nobody has done anything, no harm has been done by any heroic figure. Everything was done, whatever was seen through clearly. That was actually that the chakra was cutting from one side to another and reverse direction from that side to the here. Only that chakra was moving and cutting the heads. That is what. But the thing is that we must have the opening. Sri Aurobindo quotes on opening very interesting two messages we can quote from Sri Aurobindo on opening. There must be an exclusive self-opening to the divine power. Exclusive self-opening to the divine power. To whom? To the divine power. What? Self-opening. And the major thing where we really we stress upon is exclusive self-opening. So again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, opening is a thing that happens by itself, by sincerity of will and aspiration. Two major conditions are needed for for the opening to happen. Opening is a thing that happens by sincerity of will and aspiration. Sincerity of will and aspiration, these are the major things. And it must be remembered and it must be worked out that way. It is really there is no other go. So again, we have seen that another opening, full opening. It is by constant remembrance. Not only one step or for a one time, then you will remember. Not like this. By constant remembrance that the being is, prepared for full opening. Constant remembrance. These are the conditions. Anyway, we are going to move forward a little bit towards what mother really stresses upon. Mother's explanation will know. Now, mother quotes. When I start looking like this, opening the eyes, mother quotes, two things are there at the same time. This smile and this joy. Very two things what are they been visualized by the mother in her vision. That is, what is the smile and the joy. This laughter is are there, such as peace. Very looking, you can see mother quotes two things that are happening at the same time, the smile and the joy. This laughter is are there and such as of course peace, such full luminous total peace. Peace which what type of peace? Luminous, full and total peace in which there is no more conflicts, no more contradictions. This is what very important. Peace where there is no contradiction, no conflict. There is no more conflicts. It is one single luminous harmony. That is what peace. Single luminous harmony, and everything we call error, self suffering, misery. Everything is there. it eliminates nothing, it is another way of seeing. So that a grand peace will aspire for. That is what. Again, mother course. There can be no doubt that if you sincerely want to get that sincerity in the integral every process most couple of things which is actually mostly appreciated, mostly needed, mostly required that words we can find that is what sincerity. So it is not so difficult after all. You have nothing to do. You have only to allow to Lord to do everything, nothing, because He has to come and He has to do. You have nothing to do. So suppose in that Sri Krishna came to the figure in the side of the Pandavas. So he had to do everything. That planning was there, execution was there, thinking was there, everything was there. So these people they become simply instrumental. They were that is the great thing. That was a great surrender. That was a great aspiration. Allow the Lord to do everything, and He does everything. He does everything. So wonderful, so wonderful. Mother quotes in a number of times. Mother quotes, okay, just allow to do everything, and let the do allow the Lord to do everything, and He does everything. He does everything twice. Then is so wonderful and so wonderful. So like this mother course, because God's way of working is totally, you know, interesting, and it is a big help and big success. Naturally, it is awaiting. So, but thing is that we sometimes we call, we just open the door. Sometimes we aspire for. But the thing is that we call, not only opening is a different thing, second factor. But we call when the power comes, we don't have the idea, or we have forgotten, or we don't have the interest, or we fear of to open the door. So suppose you are that sincere to open the door, that force will rush in, that light will rush in, that force, the light, everything will rush in and do the work inside you. So when it is working in you, you just try to open the door and see how it is working. Be the witness, and of course, finally, it will be your chance. It will be your bit that this force will come and it will work within you in a very steadfast way, and simply then you will become virtually an instrument, nothing else. Here, he takes anything with what we call the very ordinary intelligence. He simply teaches you to put the intelligence aside to rest. Intelligence, it is born from the ignorance. So, mother course, Lord allows it to rest. There, be quiet, don't stir, don't bother me, and I don't need you, because the only thing He will do is everything. Be quiet, don't stir, don't bother me, I don't need you. He will do everything, simply you will be a witness, nothing. Nimeta matra bhava sabhyasati. So we have to see. Then the door opens, you don't even feel that you have to open it. That is, but you call already. I have discussed now that you are calling. The force is coming, light is coming, power is coming, but thing is that you are not opening. So you have forgotten to open it. It is wide open. You are taken over to the other side. And all that is done by the supreme, someone else, not you. And then the other way becomes impossible. So here you have to do nothing. Like your mother has quoted, mm, allow him. I don't need you. That is the word. Be quiet. Don't stir. Don't bother me. I don't need you. It is the thing is that you just help in opening, and he will come and do. You have to nothing to. You have nothing to do. Simply you will become a witness again. All this. This tremendous labor of the mind, striving to understand, toiling and giving itself headache. If you are trying to understand, if you are struggling to understand, you are fighting, you are worrying with your brain, then it is a loss. So it brings giving itself headaches. It is absolutely useless, and no use at all. Merely increase of confusion. Don't try to struggle with your brain. Don't try to think in understand in your mind, because it will break simply the headache. So again, mother quotes and confusion. You are faced with a so-called problem which should say what should you do, what should you act, how should you act. These are the questions. Problems are coming, you don't know how to act, how to solve the problems. There is nothing to do, nothing. You have only to say the Lord. There you see, it is like that. Simply surrender and say that the solution will come, because he has to do everything. That's all. Then you stay very quiet. There is only way out. Problems are coming. There, so you have to wait for. There is nothing you have to do like this. So thing is that then quiet spontaneously, without thinking about it, without reflection, without calculation, nothing, nothing, nothing. Do nothing. No calculation, no reflection. No, everything will happen spontaneously without the slightest effort, effect. So you do what has to be done. Then just say the Lord does it. It is no longer you who does. The Lord does. It is not me who is doing really. He does it. He arranges the circumstances. He arranges people. He puts words into your mouth or pen. He does everything, everything, everything. So what is everything? He has to has the arrangement. He arranges the circumstance. He arranges the people. He does everything. Opens your mouth. Opens your pen. Everything he does. Whatever is required as per the circumstances, he does only. He does everything, everything. And you have nothing more to do or allow yourself to live peacefully. So you simply, you just open it. Your chapter is closed. Let him come inside, let him penetrate, let him do everything, and you will simply, you will be sitting peacefully. You have to nothing war in, you not you have not to work in a very haphazardly, or you have to be confused. So I am more and more convinced that people don't really want it. That is the truth mother has actually opened before us. People normally they don't do it again. But clearing the ground is difficult. The work is clearing the ground beforehand. You have to clear the ground. He has to come. If you wish to install there the living presence, keep the temple clean. That ground must be cleared so that he will come and start working. But don't you need to do it? He does it for you. That also you can do. He has to come and he has to do it. Only thing is that you have to open yourself. That is what you can do. That is the best thing you can do. But they are constantly breaking in, and old consciousness and the old thoughts constantly coming. They are confusing. They don't want to go away. That is what the problem, mother, on that, because that is the question. Everything, the old circumstances, old thoughts, old consciousness, they are rushing. Still they want to live. They want to acquire their place. They don't want to perish. They don't want to go away. So that is the question, mother quotes. Yes, it is by habit. Try to come in again by habit. It is there habitually they will come. And you only have to say, Lord, you see, and it is like this. Only thing you have to do, Lord, you see, it is like that. And that's all. Lord, you see, and this is what you, this is that. And you see this food. So when you are putting and offering the things to the Lord, and your chapter is closed, your matter is not that much, not your effort is not that much needed. Only thing is that you have to open and sit for the Lord to act upon a path, and it is all over immediately, and it is changes automatically, immediately changes automatically, my child, without the slightest effort. Simply be sincere, and you have to say the to truly want everything to be right. You are perfectly conscious that you can do nothing about it. You have no capacity. That's what you should explain. You should admit, I can do anything. I have got no power, no nothing, no strength. I have no capacity. But there is always something it wants to do it, and that's the trouble. This is what, when there is little bit resistance also, very difficult to carry out, to check out, and to succeed in life. So for that you have to raise your hands and say Jathani Jityasri Kathakuram. Everything will be done. That unshakable faith must be there in you. Then mother goes, no, you may be full of the excellent goodwill and then you want to do it. Goodwill, 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 excellent goodwill. Then that's what complicates everything, or else you don't have faith. You believe that the Lord will not be able to do it, and that must be yourself because He does not know. When we have also, we don't trust the divine. That is what the problem comes. He can do it. I have to do it of my own. So this power, this force is not coming. This blessing, grace is not coming, and I am incapable. I don't have the capacity. I can do it. This kind of stupidity is very common. How can he see things? We live in a world of falsehood. How can he see falsehood and deceive? Like this, so many questions are there. Well, this is a world of falsehood we are living in. How can he see? How can he come? How can he work? So many confused, bullish questions are there. We can find. So I am not speaking people of no intelligence. I am speaking of people who are intelligent and who try. Those people who are not trying, simply sitting, their case is not to be discussed. Mother is not discussing, not coming to the fore. But thing is that who are intelligent, who try, there is a kind of conviction like that somewhere. Even in people who know that we live in a world of ignorance and falsehood. Very straight thing. We are living in a world of falsehood and ignorance, and that the Lord, who is all truth. ମିଛ ଦୁନିଆରେ ଏ ଗୋଟିଏ ସତ୍ୟ. Only truth in this entire world of falsehood. So now they say precisely because he is all truth, he does not understand. Precisely because he is all truth, he does not understand. He does not understand our falsehood, and I must deal with it myself. Then you are gone. Just imagine man's stupidity. Actually, he does not know his limitation. That's what he is suffering from. He is worrying with himself. And of course, here he does not have the faith and the unshakable faith, unmistakable faith with the divine. That is what he is trying. That the Lord is not. It is a world of falsehood. He is not coming, and I have to do up some everything of my own. Then you are gone, simply gone. You don't know. Falsehood means absence of truth, and only truth is the divine. And if he is the divine, he is everywhere. The world is got fulfilled in outwardness. That uh, thought must be there. That belief must be there, so that you can you can succeed. So this is very strong and very common. So, but we make complications for nothing. But of course, finally, we make complications for nothing. It was absolutely not necessary, but the complication was not necessary. Simply faith, that is the requirement. But instead of doing all these things, we are due to our incapacity and inertia with these inborn habits, we are coming into the gulf of confusion. So, what we have to do, we have to allow the Lord to do everything. That is what the best way. Bande Mataram.